I guess she was in her mid-20s and she'd become wheelchair bound, and it had happened within the space of a few years. And she was talking about just how much her life had changed, and everything in between that and what she missed, and trying to adjust to that. I remember it's the same thing you always see in the comment section, and it's true. The world is just not designed for people with disabilities in mind. Occasionally you'll get like, oh, we've got an accessible toilet or a lift or a ramp or something, but on the whole, it's largely ignored. And as you said, something like snow, which normally you just be like, oh, I'll put my wellies on, I'll just be a bit careful. But now that's like, you've got to plan that out. Yeah. And that was something she said. She said that like everything in her life now has to be meticulously planned out.
Yeah, I'm the same. When I'm out, I'm constantly... So the last couple of months, it was around about towards the end of November, the weather started to turn cold. Nightmare for me. I can go outside for about 5 minutes and then I'm in incredible pain. Because what happens with arthritis is, certainly with the knees, so you have 3 tendons that meet just above the kneecap and go over the knee and then go down the legs. So you've got the pain in the joint, the bone on bone, which is quite bearable. It's not pleasant, but it's bearable. But the problem with it is the tendons, because your body's doing something completely different. So when I touch my legs, my tendons are really painful. So when I go out in the cold, they tighten. And what that does then is they pull on the kneecap. And then, so then you come in and your knees are swollen. You get like, so I've constantly got a bad back because the tendons, the ankle joint's connected to the, it's all connected. So my back is constantly stiff. At the moment here, I'm in so much pain on my neck. I had to have a military, last night I had a military massage. A guy out of the military who does massage come round and absolutely pummeled me to try to get some movement in there. It's constant. It's constant. So you've got the bone on bone, which is one thing, but it's all the other stuff around it, which is horrendously painful. See, like going upstairs isn't quite so painful for me, but coming downstairs is incredibly painful. If I'm walking any little slope, hurts my knees really badly. I mean, last week a friend of mine said, should we go for a coffee? And I've been indoors for a few days, and I said, yeah, okay. And it was cold, and we sat and had a coffee, and I said to her, I don't think I'm going to be able to get back home. And I was yelping in pain with my knees. Once I got in and I warm up, it goes. But it's what I think really the reason why I said to you, I thought this would be an interesting subject to talk about, isn't so much the arthritis. It's about how things change so quickly, and how do you find anything within that, and how to make the most of every moment. Because I've been to some really dark places with this. I've been to some incredibly dark places with this where I don't want to live. Simple as that. I lost all value of my life, of what I am. I lost all value of it because it's, like I say, it's not just performing, it's creativity, and who you are goes. You suddenly become. My day was becoming. I mean, I've got pain at the moment, but I'm not in as bad a place as I can be. But some days you get up and you think, well, what is today? Can I go over the road and get a pint of milk? Can I get in the shower? Can I do my washing? What am I gonna do? A year and a half ago, I'm on stage in front of 18,000 people, doing what I love doing, sharing, making way for myself, and suddenly I'm on benefits and I'm classed as somebody that can't work. How do you deal with that? And that's why I said to you, I think it's an interesting subject for a podcast. When you're suffering, you are the only person who knows you're suffering.